Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. In the last part we took on the Lost Catacombs and fought our good old filler boss, and now we're back in Scuttle Town because as you can see, I grinded to max gems at the Tan Line Temple. So I'm gonna buy some stuff now, namely I think I'm gonna max out my hair, yep. Get the recover so I can finally do that backflip, and let's see, what else do I do? Scimitar polish. The scimitar polish I think is a one-time use thing which just increases your damage with it, so it's not a necessary upgrade, but it is for 100%. Let's see how Sky's doing. Still got your boyfriend frozen, huh? Promise me we'll never ever speak of those embarrassing desert princess outfits again. I promise. You mean this one, right? Why do you still have that? Better yet, where are you keeping it? Mind you can say that for most scantily clad protagonists. Where are they keeping anything? Oh, hey, Bolo. Bolo, can you do anything about with this fossil? Nope, according to your uncle, I'm nearsighted. That's why I broke his glass capsule and let his whatever escape. Because I'm clumsy, and a forgetful oaf. You're welcome to try these glasses on. Wow, I can't see any better, but I feel super smart. Let me see that fossil. It's a ritual death mask approximately 15,000 years old. It's been heavily pyrotised and contains high levels of sulfur. I've removed most of the sediment, but I left a bit of matrix for stability. Still, not something you should wear on your face. There you go. So that's what that fossil was for. Wow, Bolo, that was amazing! It was nothing, really. That death mask certainly gives off an unusual aura, which has no exists in a world apart from our own. Interesting. That is the entire reason you need to get the fossil. You're technically supposed to come here and find out that Bolo is feeling bad, but I didn't. Oh, and hey, Sky's parents are still here. Also, something about Sky's mom's design has always seemed off to me. I don't know what. I think it's the hair. Either way with that, our business on Scuttle Town is now over, so let's head on over to Mud Bog Island. Ugh. I hate this place. Especially the first half. Lanto, welcome to Mud Bog Island. It smells kind of bad. We've cut off 3/5 of the Pirate Master's power. He's sure to have noticed by now. Even from the grave, he'll attempt to impede our progress somehow. But enough of that. We have something more to discuss. Oh? I think I figured out the origin of the dark magic. How? Process of elimination. When the genies defeated the Pirate Master, they had to drain themselves completely to get the job done. They reduced him to mere ash and bone. Without magic to sustain them, the genies faded from this world. No more genies with their light magic. No more Pirate Master with his dark. Just you. Me? When I borrowed your magic to suit my purposes, I made a wish, remember? You took over my magical half, and used it for evil. So, you turned it into dark magic? That's right. But I destroyed it after that. Perhaps, perhaps not. It's more likely that you scattered that magic. Why would you say that? Because magic can never be truly destroyed, can it? I don't know. Not long after that encounter, the curse placed upon my men began to take effect, indicating that a new source of dark magic had been found. Whatever the magic's origin, we can worry about it later. You've got another den of evil to find. Could this be true? The Pirate Master's using my magic?
Let's go.
Well, that's some plot. But yeah, welcome to Mud Bog Island. This place is actually kind of cool because it's another kind of throwback area, because almost all the enemies here are from Shantae 1. Namely, remember those shadow enemies? They're back. But it's because of these guys that this area is kind of a difficulty spike. This is the first major one in the game. Because I put Tan Line maybe at like a 5 or 6 on the difficulty scale. This is a solid 8 in terms of enemy damage. Because the level design isn't that bad. It's the damage these guys can do is just ridiculous. I think they can do half of heart to a heart, depending on what hits you, which is kind of ridiculous. Make sure you have plenty of heal items for this place. The way you're supposed to technically be taking this area is taking your time and not rushing through everything, but that's the way I am in these games, so it's kind of hard to not do that. Though I love the music here. Very haunting. Thankfully, since I maxed out my hair, I'm not going to have much trouble with them, but it could potentially be very bad. And that hard squid is annoying, by the way, because we can't get that until later. And over here is actually the island's first cackle bat. Almost all the cackle bats can be gotten here during the first trip, at least. My biggest problem with this area, though, besides just the difficulty spike, is the fact that it's not very interesting visually. Because I get it, it's dark and dank and swampy, but it's not very interesting because of it. They don't really do much with it, to be fair. I guess its excuse for being kind of the difficulty spike is that the dark magic. The Pirate Master is trying to impede us by sending the difficult guys at us, which she really should have done from the start, but I don't know what's going on. Now, the reason you want to get that death mask, though, is because you remember how I mentioned that every area from Spiderweb onwards has a kind of a sub-area? Welcome to this one's. What? Who are you?
I am Axer. Beyond this gate, the village of lost souls.
Lost souls?
It's a place separate from those who are living and those who have moved on. You may not enter this place. What's this? I detect something strange within you.
Let's try that death mask on.
Stop. I sense something new. I did not detect it before. You suffered much in life and caused the suffering of others as well. Your burden is heavy indeed.
I sound awful.
You may enter the village of lost souls. You will forget your suffering and misdeeds. And remain there for all of time.
Well then. I actually really like Hexer's character design, but they don't really do anything with him, sadly. He's just here to railway ya. And welcome to the Village of Lost Souls, which immediately has a heart squid in it that you can grab by going through those platforms by pressing down and jump. You're supposed to wait until you have the dungeon item, but either unintentionally or otherwise, they made the platforms the ones you can fall through. Also, I love the music here. All the songs in the Village of Lost Souls are really cool. But welcome to the main hub in it. Here is our main goal. See these three people? They're the minigame people from Shantae 1. Yeah, remember them? Yeah, I barely shut off the minigame, so probably not. They're looking for their blue, green, and red coins, respectively, and we need to find them for them. But first, let's talk to this little lady, because she looks kind of familiar. Welcome, friend, to the Village of Lost Souls. What's your name? You look familiar somehow. I have no idea who I am. But thank you ever so much for asking. Oh my gosh, you're... that's... How'd you come to be in this village, friend? I don't know. Nobody knows how they got here. We're just all here. All I know is that I'm alone. That's so sad. I'm only truly happy when I'm asleep. When I sleep, it's like I'm transported to another world where I'm with my family. But when I wake up, I can't remember them anymore. If only I could remember. She needs help. This sounds kind of serious. She seems kind of familiar. I'm gonna stay quiet about who she is in case you can't figure it out. But it should become fairly apparent within a few moments. Well, a few moments, probably like 10. Maybe not until next part, I forget. Either way, the Village of Lost Souls, don't underestimate it, still has the difficulty of the normal part of Mud Bog Island. But it's not so much a mini dungeon as it is an extension of the main area. And here's the blue coin, by the way. All the coins are very simple to find. Who's at the door? You smell pretty and sweet. Don't you know this is the oubliette of suffering? The deepest, darkest place in the Village of Lost Souls? It's for stinky ne'er-do-wells only. Get lost. That's the dungeon. And obviously, we need to apparently smell bad in order to enter there, so it'll be a bit before we can actually enter it. Admittedly, the Village of Lost Souls is not a very big area. I think it's actually the smallest mini-dungeon area the game has out of all of them. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it is actually, because Run Run Rally Tops is pretty big, and Saliva Island didn't even have one. Huh, it looks like there used to be a fire here. Well, we better keep that in mind for later. Here's the green coin, by the way. And its size, I guess, is to make up for the amount of difficulty it has. Because I think Mud Bog is actually the smallest island in the game, because it's a very linear path compared to all the other ones. In fact, now that I think about it, once you get to Spiderweb Island, a lot of the areas become very linear pathways, making up for it most of the time either in the dungeon or the sub-area. Because this place is kind of open-ended as to where you can go first. Tan Line Temple is kind of the find your way around place to begin with. So, that's kind of an odd design mentality. Either way, what I'm about to do is actually break through this block and hit this switch, but I recommend you wait on that first so you can kill the Lamias that are in here, because they're back from Shantae 1 as well. And Risky's Revenge. And obviously, as you can tell, there's a couple items we can get here, but we can't get all of them yet. That hard squid especially, you have to wait until after the dungeon. You have to get rid of this stupid Lamia who decided to jump up there somehow, before we can even do anything with this one. I usually wait until after I do the dungeon in order to get what's coming up here, but I just decided to get it now just for the sake of getting it. It's the next Cacklebat. Admittedly, something I always found kind of odd is how a lot of the Cacklebats get their own rooms. Very few of them are in absolutely prior areas. In fact, I think almost every single one of them doesn't have another enemy in their room. Which makes kind of sense, because I guess maybe with some other enemies around, they can be kind of annoying. Especially when you have to, suck up the magic. But, I mean, having, like, a mini-boss gauntlet against, like, 2 of them at a time, that could have been pretty interesting, and, like, have a few other enemies in there. Like, I can think of one case where they probably could have done that, and it would actually give something a bit of purpose. Mind you, that thing is also absurdly hidden, so I guess it also makes sense as to why they didn't do that. The really annoying thing about this part of the Village of Lost Souls is that you have to backtrack to that main room, and it's kind of a trek. Thankfully, if I recall, I do end up cutting it out. Yeah, I do. Because in here is the red coin. So now we have all 3 of them. We should probably go give it back to those minigame mascots. Now, for giving them the coins, by the way, when you give a coin to one of them, it gives it to all of them, as you see right here. For giving it to them, we have to play a guessing game, which is more or less heads or tails. And as far as I'm aware, it's entirely random. Each time. And I'm not saying like it's a unique pattern for each playthrough. I mean, every single time you talk to them, I think what it is going to be is randomized. So you have a 12.5% chance of getting it right in your first time. Or in general, really. But thankfully, that's not the worst odds ever, so it shouldn't be too hard. For all I know, it's probably set once you start up the game, but it's never felt like that to me. And for doing that, we get a locket. Random, but I'll take it. A locket? Is it mine? Sure, here. So, does it look familiar? Yeah, it does somehow. I'll open it. Oh, look at this, my brothers! I have 2 brothers! I can remember them so clearly now. Him, the one on the right, he's so tall and handsome. He's my big brother. And this guy on the left, he's such a goofball. He's older too, just not by much. They always looked after me, but, there should be one more. No problem, just describe what you remember. Well, in my dreams, she comes and goes. She's brilliant and smart, and I want to be just like her. She's my very best friend in all the world. But whenever I reach out, I always manage to... To what? I don't know, something always goes wrong. I upset her somehow. I just want to tell her how important her friendship is. And I try to grab on, but she runs away. Then I wake up and I'm right back here. I think I understand. You do? Yeah. And I promise to find your friend and tell her exactly how you feel. Oh my gosh, thank you! You know, I think I could really leave this place someday. But for now, I'll stay here and dream about our adventures together. Oh, there's someone else here that can use your help. He'll appear if you use this light to summon him. But don't be afraid when you see him, okay? We get a hopeful flame, which should be fairly obvious to where that goes, back at the flame pit. But yeah, now it should be extremely obvious as to who that is, but I'm still going to keep it in the dark in case you can't figure it out, because it's going to be almost entirely plainly stated later on. Although it's kind of plainly stated there, but just in case. Mind you, if you were me the first playthrough, you could tell who she was from just looking at her, because her sprite animation is the exact same. I hate these Reapers, by the way. First off, they do a full heart of damage, which is kind of ridiculous. And they're just kind of hard to predict, even though they're always in the same places. Here goes nothing. Who started fire? You should not be here. What they call you, young lady? Shantae, sir. Shantae? Strange name. Alright, I have daughter myself once. Ashamed to say I forgot all about. It look like I forget everything. Joker at door, he say this is village of lost souls. I come to this island to find someone I lost. I shoot gremlin and cross log to reach her. Now what was her name? Ho, joke is on me, I cannot recall. I have been here much too long, could be many years. I need to visit Joker at door. Show him my feast, maybe smash him with ladder. You should go too before you forget what came here. Oh, I can't leave just yet. I need to destroy the evil in this place. Ho, gutsy. I would be proud to have you as daughter. Here, this get you inside no problem. I'll go deal with Joker. And he gives us manly musk. Ew. Now that guy, I'll talk about him more next part, but he's actually a bit of an interesting character because there's some theories about him that are pretty interesting. But let's just get in here first. Release the manly musk, stink it up. Ooh, Nilly. You smell like some kind of mutant buffalo. Get in here, fella, and let's torture you good. I'll prepare Dagrin for some live entertainment. The last story? Oh my god, you shouldn't have. I love that game. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oubliette of Suffering. And that is how it's pronounced. I know, it doesn't look like it either, but I had to look it up. I think it's like French or something. In origin, at least. This is my absolute favorite dungeon theme in the game. I love this track so much. It's so foreboding. Mind you, this is also probably my favorite dungeon in the game because I love fire levels. Mind you, the lava is just there to be more or less another another bottomless pit, rather. We're not going to be doing much of this place this part, as you can probably tell by the time step, though, because with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 9, we'll be checking out the Oubliette of Suffering and seeing what we can do in this place. See you guys then.